the issue of doctor interns being posted is very critical to us. It is the deal breaker in this particular strike. It is the thing that we know actually if it's resolved today, by night, we will be at work. Because in its essence, if that SRC letter is to go by, because I know that the letters that were printed for posting these medical doctor interns was advised with that particular SRC letter. And therefore, it was exposing every particular doctor in the country. So if today the ministry say they don't have enough money, then they can post the doctors in batches without violation of this collective bargaining agreement. That I know very well that the Ministry of Labor knows its sanctity. Then we will not have any business being on strike. And we have said it in very many forums, and we don't just say it for the sake of it, that yes, what we have so far been offered by the government in our negotiations are promissory notes. And these promissory notes we have been given before in last year's engagement in January, where things were promised to us that they will be done with timelines, and they were not done. I think the same government giving us that now. We've been given the same promissory note some years back. But we were saying, for us to see there's a sign of goodwill in all our engagements, we can't have a return to work formula that has two stands, a stance of GOK, a stance of KMPDU, and yet that is the biggest bone of contention in the issues. And therefore, if that is resolved today, that this interest be posted in particular any way, in the way that does not violate our collective bargaining agreement, then you'll see all doctors to work. And again, in the court order that has been provided today, in the advice I see my lawyer has just sent me, I think also probably the lawyers will check. The lawyers advised that the doctors be posted as per the existing current regulations, given that this particular SRC circular has been stayed. So it means that if that is done, we have no good reasons not to accept the other promissory note, because then this will be an indicator that these other promises will also be implemented. But it will be very difficult for us as doctors to believe that the return to work formula agreement that we are having will be binding when the CBA that we know is registered in court, it's a court order, is being violated. Thank you, Chair.
I have only not respond to one matter. You see, there was discussion, and that was a position. You went back to the council. So now that your advisory council and yourselves did not agree with what you had already discussed, so are you willing to go back? Because the position of the ministry, if I had the cabinet secretary right, is that we had agreed. We are only waiting for signature. Up to today, there is no formal position to say, sorry, what we had agreed, we are unable to proceed. So we would like to seek to come and have another sitting, to finalize. In that resolve, there was also an aspect of the task force. And if you are discussed along those lines, what I've just asked is, can this subject matter then of interns be subjected to that task force? And can you go back to the meeting to discuss, so that I think if we are clear on that, then we can give direction on the other matters?
Chair, the issue of internship of current law that I've waited for quite long cannot go to task force. The issue of the continuous engagements of intern doctors that then can now go to task force, so that we can see to it how then can we align our CBA with the issues that ministry is highlighting to be of concern that makes them not able to post them on time. But then the current one, it's been possible to put in task force and then say we suspend the strike, because that is the, I would say, the bone of the issue. The reason why we have been out for 50 days.
Now, we have had you on that, Dr. How about going back to the meeting?
We are more than ready to go back to the meeting.
Yes, because that was where